Ooh, sorry, y'all. Apologies. I forgot my iPad, then I had to go grab something else. I'm over here just like messing up everything. So my apologies this morning, this afternoon, this evening. I don't even know where I'm at. I don't even know what day it is. You know, it's a Monday, right? It's Monday, so I'm just kind of like not quite here, you know? Trying to catch up too. Guess I got a bad case of the Mondays. All right, actually, damn it, I meant to do that. I forgot. See, I'm forgetting everything. What was I getting ready to do? Oh, I was going to adjust my mod bot. I was going to adjust my mod bot, but then I realized I'm at like very low protection over here. Mystic, Higher Power, Itachi, me, Alan. How you guys doing today? Tracy, how you doing? Ryan, what's going on? Megan, how are you, Megan? Wait, huh? Where's VJ? VJ, Taurus, what's going on, Taurus? How you doing? I was looking for VJ today because there was some complaints about my mod bot. I was gonna make some adjustments, but I'll keep that up. I can adjust it. VJ. VJ. Okay? If you have to ask Big Boy, you can't afford it. Okay? Oh wait, that's a ZJ. That's right. That's right. My bad. Mm. I did stop streaming on Twitch. I've been considering going back. I've been considering going back, but we'll see. Honestly, I just really didn't have that much fun there. I just really didn't have that much fun there. I tried and I tried and I thought I gave it a pretty good shot, to be honest with you. I didn't enjoy it. I felt like I was doing a lot of work with not much return, you know? So that was how I felt about it. That was how I felt about it. I might try it again. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? You're already trying to. Looks like Megan and Ryan are trying to send people my way. But by the way, for all you guys over on the TikTok side, Megan doesn't have a reason to complain anymore because I just modded her. Okay, so now what are you gonna do? Now, what is she gonna complain about now? Am I live anywhere else? Yes, I'm live on TikTok and YouTube right now. I may go. I said. I might go back. Well, I mean, y'all, the way we're looking, and this is a crazy thing to tell y'all. What's going on, Coach, Corey, Veronica? Oh my god, I got a bunch of mods up in here. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah, I do. Here's the crazy thing, right? And this is what's wild. I've been doing, this month was 2 years on TikTok. 2 years doing this thing, right? And over those 2 years, I gained about, let's see, what's my following list over here? And I don't really do too many videos, so I guess, like, it's whatever. I don't really do videos that often. I really should do more. I got about 65,000 followers, right? 65,000 in 2 years. Thanks, Jaden. I appreciate that. Yo, Jaden's in the house. Big W's in the chat for Jaden. I saw your Marge Simpson video today. It had me freaking cracking up. I watched it right before it came on. Anyways, yeah, 65,000, right? I've been doing YouTube since May, and I should hit 50,000 by the end of this week. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, it's crazy what you can do when the platform you're on isn't constantly trying to stop you. It's crazy what you can do when the platform you're on isn't consistently and obviously and going be like just out of its way to restrict your content. All right. So the worst part about it is and it'd be one thing if I was doing some like crazy stuff, right? The stuff I get like taken down for is wild. Just wild stuff. One time I got taken down, I was sitting here just like this, just talking with y'all, and it took me down for nudity. For a week. For a week. I was just sitting here just like this, and it just boom, gone, a week. just the craziest stuff, dude. The craziest stuff. It's just the craziest stuff. Like the stuff I would get flagged for and taken down for. It was just like, it was just wild, dude. It was just wild. What's going on, Shay Ogden? How you guys doing? Yeah, just crazy stuff, man. Jess, how are you doing? So, after a while, it just kind of gets like it kind of wears down at you. I know, right? I was trying to. I guess those shoulders were just popping out of the shirt. That one day. I wasn't even wearing a tank top that day. You guys know I have a tendency to not wear sleeves on live. Y'all know I have a tendency not to wear sleeves on live. Like I actually prefer not wearing sleeves on live. Especially in the summer. Cuz my office in my house it stays hotter than everywhere else in my house, right? So I got to bring the AC down to just a ridiculous like number all the way down like, in the rest of my house in order to cool it in here. And so like I'm all down to like let it be a little hot in here, freaking like letting sleeves out, letting the gun show, you know what I'm saying? Like that don't bother me at all. There wasn't even one of those days. Like it wasn't even like I wasn't even like wearing like a cutoff or like, like sometimes like the cutoff's a little tight or whatever. And like, like maybe it wasn't even one of the, dude, I was wearing like a full shirt. Like a full shirt. Okay. Anyways. Needless to say, I say all of that to first of all thank all the people on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you guys. And you guys have been so helpful and so supportive and so everything through these last, only 5 months. Little over 5 months that I've been with you guys. So thank you guys so much for being here. And I really, really appreciate you guys. So thank you guys so much. That really does mean a lot to me. All right. And thank you guys so much for my crowd over on TikTok who have been there for me the whole time, who allowed me to even get to that point. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have been just absolutely, someone said muscular under all that fat. You're damn fucking right there is. Okay. Someone said muscular under. You're damn right it is. All right. It's exactly what it is. Okay. I'm strong as shit underneath this fat, bro. Boy, what you talking about? I'm strong as shit underneath this fat.
Insane.
Alan, I saw that. Oh, that wasn't even Alan? Thank you so much for that. I was looking for the one for Mystic. Because Mystic has been a 2-month member over there. And then Alan's a 1-month member. Why don't I see that message from Mystic? I don't even see it in here. I see that you said it. I'm muscular as hell. Underneath this fat, bro. Boy, you okay. Don, thank you so much for the jewels, Don. I really appreciate that. All right, we're just building this thing up, getting this thing going. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. If I don't tell you guys enough, thank you guys so much for being here, regardless of which platform you're on. It is amazing for every single one of you and every single day. So thank you guys so much for being here, for being supportive, and we're gonna keep growing both of these things, man. All right, we're gonna be growing this thing. We're gonna keep growing this thing on both these platforms, and maybe I'll reach out to other platforms. We'll see. But I'll tell you, I know we got some time, but just wait until after the midterms. Y'all stick with me till after the midterms, because after the midterms, things are going to get a lot different. Okay, just to let you know, after the midterms, things are going to get a lot different. All right. So I know that's another year away, but I'm already planning a year in the future. So, after the midterms, there are going to be some major expansions. So, just thought I'd let you guys know. So, stick tight. We're gonna be there. You sure we're gonna have a midterms? Well, I'll put it this way: there's gonna be some major expansion after when the midterms are supposed to be, whether we have them or not. whether we have them or not. It is going to be, it's going to be changing regardless. So sit tight for the end of 2026. beginning of 2027. Gonna see lots of different changes. So I really appreciate you. Delissa, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Says, please tell MAGA brain cult callers U.S. is giving billions of dollars to Argentina and Israel. Their citizens receive universal health care and state-funded secondary education. U.S. citizens are ass out of both. So much for America first. I mean, I don't know how to start a live any better than that. Big W's in the chat for Delissa. How do you start a live any better than that? We're paying for other people's universal health care and funded secondary education while we don't get any. I better see this whole chat fill up with W's right now. Let's see it. That is how you start off a live. That is how you do it. Thank you so much, Delissa. Big W's in the chat for that. I really, really appreciate you. All right, now we're going to get this thing started. We're going to start taking some guests, start taking some phone calls. We're going to start doing all the fun stuff. Now that we are warmed up, again, that's freaking so sweet. I really, really appreciate you. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do this every single day but Fridays. And actually every single day but Thursdays this week because the Chargers play on Thursdays. And y'all know I wouldn't even be able to concentrate if I was here on Thursday. So I am taking Thursday and Friday off this week just because the Chargers play on Thursday. So instead of being with you guys, I'll be miserable someplace. Flower Child, or sorry, Lindsay, thank you so much for the coral. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's open up these phone lines. Let's get this thing going. Really, really appreciate y'all. If y'all are still support Trump for some reason, make sure you hit that either. That's funny. I just remember we were talking about restrictions on TikTok. I just got restricted on TikTok and it says reason blank. It just says live visibility down, reason blank. It was like it was almost on cue. It's like it was almost on cue. They heard me talking about them. That's what it was. They heard me talking about them. That's what it was. Oh, did it really, Sharon? That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, phone lines are open. Guest request box is open. First person to send me a guest request or call on the phone line gets in right now. So we're gonna get this thing moving. It's funny how I do have phone calls prior to me opening the lines, and then oh no, I won't do that. Giba, I won't do that. No. I don't really do that anymore. I found it to be a waste for me. So we're going to get this thing started, get this thing moving. What was I doing? Oh, also, I don't know if Dagger is over here too. Yes. Also, please make sure you follow me. If you're on the TikTok side, make sure you follow me on YouTube. Because if what I'm hearing about TikTok continues, I'm not going to be on there long anyway. Because if Barron Trump takes it over or whoever, I'm not going to be on it. So, hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
25.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I don't, but I had a question if you could entertain it, if that's all right.
If it's a very, very, very quick question.
Yes. Have you ever changed anyone's mind? Like I've watched plenty of live streams. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah. All the time.
But I haven't seen anybody be like, "Oh, damn, man, you're right." And I was just wondering, like, how do you keep? Like,
no, it's not normally on the live.
Okay.
It's usually people I talk to that message me later, and they go, "Hey, man, all that shit we argued about, like I actually went and looked it up, and you were right." And usually it's followed by something like this that says, "I'm not saying I'm a Democrat or I'm all the way on the left, but it has definitely made me like reconsider what I was already believing." And start to think a different way. And if I can do that, that's all I need to do.
Hell yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Yeah. Because I don't, like I say all the time, I don't need to convince people to be on the left or be a Democrat or anything like that. I just need to get people to research and look into what they're doing. They'll come to my side eventually because that's all my side is just research.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man, that's all. So I hope you have a wonderful day, all right, brother?
Thanks, you too, man.
Absolutely. Hello, how are you?
All right. I'm happy that you picked up. How are you?
I'm starting to not be happy that I picked up, but we're here anyway. I'm doing great. How old are you?
Why aren't you happy you picked up?
How old are you, sir?
I am 61 years old.
61. Happy birthday. Okay. So, do you still support Trump?
Birthday. Yes, sure.
Yes, sure. Okay. So, what's on your mind?
I'm hoping that you could tell me what was accomplished yesterday with the No Kings parade or whatever you want to call it.
That was actually on
that?
Saturday.
Saturday. What was
not
the
yesterday.
point of it?
He was on Ari's live. You just left Ari's live? Did you ask her this question?
Who?
Were you just on Ari's live and did you just ask her this question also?
I didn't ask her this question, no.
Oh, okay. What question did you ask her?
I didn't think of it.
No, I said, what question did you ask her?
She asked me basically why I support Trump, and I told her because I enjoy that he's a peacemaker, not a war maker.
Oh, so she gets the fun subjects like proving, she gets the fun subjects like how Donald Trump isn't a peacemaker. And you just want to ask me what a protest does in the United States? Do you think that we should not have the ability to protest in the United States?
You think I said that?
Yeah. What has any protest ever accomplished ever?
Well, the protest against Vietnam accomplished, I think so.
What did it accomplish?
It had in 1975, Richard Nixon had to basically give up.
Yeah. And how many protests led to that?
Oh, many.
Many. See, this Saturday was one of the many. Okay?
Yeah. And now,
it's not a singular day thing.
What was... Yeah, but I didn't hear the message of Saturday.
Then you weren't listening.
I was listening.
It's literally in the name.
Why are you antagonistic?
I'm sorry. Are you a Fifi, sir?
Why? This is the reason Trump won for people.
Okay. Well, the reason you're about to not be on my live is because I don't like live hoppers. Okay. So, okay, you can respond to what I said. Okay, you can respond to what I said.
Why are you dictating? You're just like Trump. Why are you dictating?
Hold on. So I'm dictating like Trump, but you support Trump.
Yeah, I like Trump a lot.
Oh, gotcha. So you support a dictator.
Yeah, I support a guy that knows and he does not let go until
So here's a guy.
Yeah, that we elected him
to
do a job. And here's a guy that does a job that we elected him, and he's on it. Now, you don't like what he's doing?
Guys, you know what? Hitler wasn't that bad. He was honest. Putin's not too bad. He was honest. You know what? You know who else was honest? Charles Manson. He was like really, really honest.
Now, that's your weak part of your point, because
I haven't made a point. You don't know what my point is, sir. You don't know what my point is. Yeah, you see that?
Comparing him to Hitler, you lost the argument immediately.
You see?
Lost the argument.
Sir,
when you run to Hitler... Yes, sure.
You see how I said 4 different people's names and the only one you picked out was Hitler? Right, because you're comparing him to Hitler, not me.
No,
okay, I was making an example of other people that were honest. Okay,
no,
all of you MAGAs do the exact same thing. You all do the exact same thing, and I do this on purpose. I purposely say 3 or 4 different horrible people's names, and every single time you guys say every single time.
There's only one problem. You were the one that called.
All right, I'm muting you now. See, every single time you guys are the ones that go, Oh, you're comparing him to Hitler. I can say Charles Manson. I can say all sorts of other people. You guys don't say anything. You guys just say, oh, Hitler. All right. All right, sir. Well, I'm going to unmute you, and then I'm going to...
Oh, you fell into your own trap. I love it. Oh, are you down now?
Sir.
But listen to me.
Sir, alcoholism is a
me.
real problem.
I want to tell you something.
No, I don't want you to tell me anything.
I want to tell you something.
I'm muting you again. So, sir. All right, sir. Sir. Well, I hope that your grandkids are able to get you out of the liquor cabinet.
The day of history.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, and you're screaming a lot, which is kind of sad.
You don't have anything to sell.
All
Listen
right.
to yourself.
All right.
Listen.
Well, you have a wonderful day, okay? And don't forget that life alert button, okay? Because I don't talk to drunk people, okay? It doesn't seem very right. All right. Oh, he hung up. Woo! That guy was not doing well. If you heard the shit that he said, you should have heard the stuff I blocked him from saying. That was pretty crazy. All right, phone lines are back open. Let's keep this thing going. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Dirty Hippie, thank you so much for the $2 thing. Thank you for trying to make people better. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's very sweet. And Dawn, thank you so much for all of the jewels. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And oh, I'm going to mess up that name. Sunil, what do you think about the question more to MAGA? But what does their movement look like without Trump, or who will they vote for in 2028? They haven't thought that far. Okay. They would have to use their big boy brains to think of that. Okay. Hello, how are you?
Hey, man, I just got to meet my quota. Nigger, 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 nigger. I'm sorry, dude. I just got to hit it, you know? Nigger, 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 stupid big black nigger. Big black nigger got whipped by the white.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next person. So, maybe somebody who had parents that loved him. They don't think far enough into anything that they do or say to actually answer that question. But I mean, I'll ask one of them just for fun. I'll ask one of them. I know they won't be able to listen. But thank you so much. Jay Lee, thank you so much for the $13 super chat. Said 666. Can we get some 666 in the chat? Hail Satan. Hell yeah, I really appreciate chat. Jess says this is the drunk hopper who was in Ari's live earlier. He has stake in some kind of mineral coal mine in the Congo. Well, that's interesting. All right. That's interesting. That sounds about right, though. Yeah, that actually tracks. Thank you, Jess. CJ, I really wish these people would stop buying that cheap liquor. It gets them every time. Maybe have some little more self-respect. I would think. But MAGA's not like big on like self-respect or respect for others, really. But thank you so much, CJ. Don said, caller, you should listen to yourself. They really should. Yeah. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Thank you, Velvet. I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
How old are you?
Am I on the stream?
How old are you?
18.
Yeah, no, you're not. I don't think you're 12. Velvet, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You could have said 15 and I would have been like, no, you're not. That's way too old. All right, we'll see if we can get some callers in who both are of drinking age and also not hammered. That's what we're working towards right now. A caller today that is both of drinking age, but also, like not currently doing it. Preferably. Hello, how are you?
Nick Fuentes for president. Nick Fuentes for president.
Is that all your brain cell could come up? Okay. Guess that is literally all. Guys, is it like a full moon or something? Is it like a full moon or something? What are we dealing with today? Normally I get some good callers in like pretty quick. Usually like one or two, but goodness. We're starting off real bad on this one. We'll see if we can get there. Y'all, come on in. Say something in the chat. Let's see if we can get some more push on this live. See if we can get some decent callers. Oh my goodness. Not a great start. Hello, how are you?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 29.
All right. How drunk are you?
I am not very.
Okay, well, at least that's already better than what we were dealing with. He said not very.
You want to?
Hold on. What's up? Sorry.
I'm not a Trump supporter, but I have a very quick question for you, or a statement.
Okay.
I've seen you say, talking about reproductive rights and stuff, and I've seen it a few times where you've said that, male reproductive cells reproduce or regenerate within their bodies, and that's very true. But you've also said before that female eggs do that as well, which is not actually true.
I've never said that.
You have before.
Well, all of my videos are recorded. Okay, if you can find any time where I said that, then you send it to me, and I don't know. I'll send you a free piece of merch. If you can find in my videos where I said that, I will gladly send you a piece of merch, and okay. On the house, no joke.
Right on. I believe you. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've heard you say that female.
I don't even remember saying males did it. To be completely honest with you, I don't remember a time when I've ever said either female or males have done that. I've never. I don't believe I've ever said that before.
Okay, well, that was all I had for you.
Hey,
I'll check it out.
I did say that. When did I say that? Blinded with Science said I did. When did I say that? I don't remember ever saying that. But if I did, hey, I'm
saying that you said it.
One person, a bunch of people in my chat are saying I haven't. One person said I did. That's fine. If I made a mistake, I apologize.
We'll have to check it out. Yeah, I in all good conscience, I believe you know what you're talking about. But yeah.
Okay, well, I don't ever remember saying that because that's not ever normally. I don't remember ever being a part of any argument I've ever had. But hey, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was the drunk one. Okay, that's possible.
The one I remember was a very ridiculous, super enraged person yelling at you, and it might have been a slip of the tongue,
All right. Well, hey, if I did, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I do all of this live, and I do it with literally nothing in front of me but a bunch of freaking screens that are showing my face on it. So I make mistakes sometimes, and that's totally okay. Sometimes I make mistakes. It's not a big deal. But I'm going to move on to the next caller, all right?
Sounds good. Thank you, Polly.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good one. All right. We're going to open up these phone lines, keep this thing going. I don't ever remember saying that. So, but hey. Maybe I have. I say a whole bunch of shit on this live, okay? Hello, how are you?
Niggers.
Good for you, bud. Profound. Hello, how are you?
Good. I just wanted to call in and say the guy who called in dropping the N-word like crazy, he does not represent the people that support Trump.
Yes, he does.
Well, I mean, nobody that I know acts like that.
The literal leaders of the Young Republicans, the literal chapters of Young Republicans were freaking, or their chat was just released where there was a ton of them saying that exact same thing. And to be completely honest with you, a whole lot worse. And then all of them saying all of that stuff was just backed by the Vice President of the United States. So yes, he absolutely does.
I don't know, man. That's not what I represent. I don't back everything that he does, but I back some of the policies.
Oh yeah, sorry. And so what you're saying by that is all the racist shit that they're doing, you're willing to accept that for some other policies. Okay, and that is
that is like you always choose the lesser of two evils, and in this case, I felt like he was the lesser of two evils. This was the first time I've ever voted Republican. I've always voted Democrat. I'm 40 years old.
How is incredible racism and sexism and praising Hitler better? How is that ever the lesser of two evils?
when you say it like that, you're taking it out of context.
Sir,
And I've
have
seen it
you
happen
looked?
for.
Have you looked at the
Is that
text
is
from
that
the?
type of
Have you
is
looked
that
at the
type of
text
speech
from
that
the
had
leader?
me voting?
Sir, have you looked
Uh-huh.
at the texts from the leaders of the Young Republicans that were just released?
I have not.
Okay.
I have
They
not.
praise Hitler. Okay. They say their political opponents should be put into gas chambers. Okay. They call black people everything from the N-word to watermelon people. Okay. They talk about they joke about raping women. Okay. Not only were
none of that is okay.
Sir,
None of that is okay.
But
All
see,
right.
sir,
So
sir,
can
I
I
know
answer
that,
a little bit?
sir, but I know that. That's why I would never support people, okay, who believe that stuff. You do.
Can I answer to that?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. So none of that represents me or my ideals. The reason that I voted the way that I voted was for two reasons. One is I became pro-life more recently. And the other is because of the way that the schools really kind of force the LGBT ideology down the kids' throats. That's the other reason. My kids just graduated high school, and I watched it for like 10 years. It just progressively get more and more intense. And that's what I wanted to see change around.
That's not true at all.
No, I mean, I saw it with my own two eyes.
No, you did.
And I live in Colorado just like you do.
I don't live in Colorado.
Oh, sorry. There's a 720 phone number for that.
I'm very aware. I can put a phone number anywhere on the fucking planet I want. It's 2025. It's great.
Oh,
okay.
Well, then I don't.
But
this is the first time
there is not one piece of LGBTQ plus piece of curriculum in any state of all 50 states, and that has been very well researched. And you can't find. If you could prove to me different, I will gladly take it.
Sure. Yeah, there was a coming out day at the high school that I saw, and that was like a part of the school is like everywhere that you look at signage, all kinds of stuff.
How is
So
that forcing anything down anybody's throat?
Okay.
No, no, that's what I asked. How is that forcing anything down anyone's throat?
Yeah, so it's the power of exposure. There's been like so much, like a very high amount of exposure has existed.
Are you straight?
More and more recently.
Are you straight?
And I'm not saying. Listen. Let me just kind of point something.
No,
out.
please don't. Are you straight?
Hate gay people. Yeah, I'm straight.
Okay, when did you know you were straight?
Always.
Okay. How about this? I'll give you a better example. If we have Black History Month.
Can I just say that I don't
Sir, I don't need the I actually like gay people. I don't have a problem with them doing this. I don't need all of that rhetoric that always comes after this. Let's just address what we're talking about here, okay? Let's just talk about this. Okay? Let's just talk about this. I don't need all the rest of the shit. Okay? Just to be completely honest. Okay? It's a waste of time.
Okay.
All right. Does having Black History Month make people more likely to be black?
What?
Does having Black History Month make people more likely to be black?
No.
Why not?
Because it's an awareness month.
It's an awareness month. So being aware of something doesn't make you that thing, right? Just because you're aware of something that happened, all right, doesn't make you that thing. Like we have Columbus Day in this country, right? Does that make you more likely to go discover a new world or actually just get lost in the Pacific Ocean and claim you discovered a new world leading to an entire genocide? No, it doesn't do that. That just brings awareness.
I can give you my views on that.
Sir, you can be quiet while I finish my point and then you can give your views.
Okay, sure.
Okay, perfect. I really appreciate that. All right. We have Indigenous Peoples Day that makes people aware of the struggles of Indigenous people. We have Black History Month that make people aware of the history of Black people within this country. Poorly, I might fucking add. Okay. But having the awareness that gay people exist doesn't make you gay. Unless you are telling me that you currently have the choice to be attracted to me or be attracted to somebody that you're not attracted to. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay, so if you cannot choose to be attracted to who you're attracted to, because then the next question was going to be, when did you choose to be straight? Okay. Since you can't choose who you're attracted to, then having a coming out day doesn't lead to more people being gay. What it leads to is acceptance of gay people, right? And so with all that rhetoric that you're talking about, where you're saying like, oh, like I don't have a problem with gay people. If you don't have a problem with gay people, then why do you have a problem with them being accepted?
So that's not my problem. My problem is more on the T, and it's not that I hate trans people either. It's the gender affirming thing that has become more and more prevalent. It literally like separates the thing that that the Democrats hate is separating families, right?
Were they
Well,
giving out trans
that's also
surgeries
happening
at the coming out day?
No, but
Well, you were talking about the
constantly
coming out day. Okay. You
That
said
was-
you had a problem
you
with
asked me for an
schools forcing
example.
it down
You
people's
asked
throats
me-
because of the coming out
you
day.
asked
What
me
does
for
the
an ex-
coming out day
Listen,
have to do with
there-
trans
there-
people and fucking and gender transition?
You asked me for an example, and that's what I gave you.
Yes,
That's
and
the
I want to
first one
stay
that
on
came
that
to mind.
example. You said that the coming out day is the schools forcing LGBTQ stuff down children's throats. I want to know how that coming out day, okay, made someone trans.
No, that doesn't make someone trans.
Then how
That's
is it
not what I'm
shoving it
saying.
down the throat? Then how are the schools shoving down throats? Because the one example you've given me hasn't shoved anything down anyone's throat.
Well, I haven't had a whole lot of time to speak because you keep telling me that that you get to go on this long rant before I can answer anything, and then when I start to get
now you're starting to talk about trans people because you're moving the subject. What did the schools do to shove
it's all the same
LGBTQ
subject,
LGBTQ things and ideologies down people's throats? That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, so LGBTQ is that's what we're talking about, right? And I just
No,
gave
we're
you
talking about the
first
schools,
example
actually.
that came to mind.
Actually, we're talking about the
well,
schools.
That subject in the schools.
Okay, and what have they done in the schools to force it down people?
Oh, if you don't call somebody by their pronouns, then that becomes a big deal. That's one thing, and a lot of times people don't. It's a moving target, so a lot of times people don't even know what to call someone, and as soon as they call someone the wrong thing, like you get ostracized by the school, you can get suspended, and like severe.
That's a
punishment for
fucking
that.
lie.
So-
That is such a lie. Please tell me what school district that happened in. I would love to see where somebody got suspended for using the wrong pronoun. I will put it up on the fucking screen so you can prove me wrong immediately. I would love that. That is a fucking lie. That would get blown up so far across the my news. My phone wouldn't stop blowing up for a week.
Oh, I doubt that because they suppress a lot of things like that.
No, they don't. Not in the news agencies I'm in.
Okay, what part of the country are you in? If
I
you
live
don't
in
mind me-
Florida.
if you
That
don't mind me
doesn't
asking.
matter. Okay. I have literally the entire internet. What county are they suspending people for using the wrong pronouns in schools?
27J in Brighton, Colorado.
Brighton, Colorado. Let's see.
And
Brighton,
just because it happens
Colorado,
doesn't mean that it's in the news.
suspending kids for using pronouns incorrectly.
Hold up. Do you not remember when the kids?
They do have to
you
teach
got-
you pronouns in school, though. That is a part of school. So maybe that's what you're talking
Okay.
about. But
Well, that's definitely part of it. That's a curriculum, or I don't know if they consider that a curriculum, but that's a part of it.
Mhm.
But do you not remember the kid that got expelled for wearing a shirt that said there were two genders? I think that was in Florida, wasn't it?
No,
What do you recall that?
no, because that didn't
was national news.
happen. Yeah.
That was national news.
Okay.
And yeah, so there's another example.
Oh, gotcha. So your thing is in the news, my thing isn't. Got it. Okay, cool. I would love to see that also.
Look it up.
Sure, I'll
You
gladly
got the power
will.
of the internet right there. Look up, kid got expelled for wearing two genders T-shirt to school. It was
Yeah,
it was
there
really
is
big deal.
literally nothing about this pronoun thing that fucking exists. Literally
Okay.
nothing.
All right. Well, I mean, I've lived in your bubble, and I guess that now I'm in mine, and hopefully
I'm not in
our
a bubble,
bubbles
sir. That's the
collide at some
difference.
point. I don't know, man. It seems like
I'm
you
not
are.
in a
You're
bubble. You're telling
very
just
upset
because
when
you're
I-
saying false things and I'm proving them wrong doesn't mean I'm in a bubble. All
You
right.
didn't prove anything wrong. That absolutely 100%.
All right, then you prove it right. Then prove to me that kids are being suspended from school for using incorrect pronouns. Prove it to me then. You use your bubble to prove it to me. Okay.
I don't know how to share it with your YouTube channel.
Oh, all
when
you
I
have to do is
Google
tell me
it.
where I can pull it up, and I'll put it up on the screen for everybody to see.
All right, give me a minute. I'm still searching it.
A Massachusetts student was not expelled, but was sent home from school for wearing a shirt that said there were only 2 genders, after which he was banned from wearing the shirt, and his subsequent appeal was rejected by the Supreme Court. The school argued that the shirt was disruptive, and the First Circuit Court of Appeals agreed, saying it could negatively impact other students, upholding the ban.
Let me see if that is the kid. Yeah, I think that is the kid that I was thinking of.
Yeah. So again, no kid was expelled for wearing a t-shirt.
Okay, I got that wrong.
Yeah.
Go into me when I make a mistake. Yeah, the fact that it went through the whole court system though is kind of crazy.
No, it's not.
On both sides.
No, it's not.
Why? Why is that not like? I'm saying on both sides of that coin, that's a crazy coin to have.
No, it's not. The fact that a parent let a kid wear that shirt to school, that's the fucking crazy thing. Okay? That's crazy that we have parents in the United States who would let their kids go to fucking school wearing a shirt about genders, about 2 genders. That is fucking wild.
What's so crazy about that to you?
Because you're literally politicizing and creating a political moment with your children. You're usually literally using your fucking children as pawns in your political scheme. That's sad.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the situation was in the household, but I hope that the kid chose to wear that and that his parents didn't say, "Oh yeah, let's."
So if a kid chooses to wear chooses to wear a swastika to school, we should just let him because the kid chose it?
No, but I think that that's different.
What if his parents are Nazis? Should we then allow it?
No, of course not.
Oh, okay. Then maybe we should actually care about what our kids are fucking wearing.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't. I think that we really should. Down to furries. Furries are just as disruptive, if not more disruptive than that t-shirt.
Yeah, and where are their kids dressed as furries going to school?
Everywhere.
Oh, everywhere.
And
okay.
not only
Well,
that,
I have a kid in high school, okay? And I have never ever seen a single furry at the school unless you include one of the other team's mascots.
Oh, well, maybe that's because you live in Florida.
But I've lived a whole bunch of places and I've never seen it one time.
I mean, I don't know how recently you moved out of other places, but in very blue areas,
there aren't fucking furries in schools. What the fuck are you on, dude?
Absolutely are.
What in the fuck are you on?
Absolutely are.
Have you lost your whole mind?
No,
have you lost your whole mind? I'm still waiting for my source of the kids that were fucking getting suspended for misusing pronouns. I'm still waiting on that source, by the way. Where's that at? Because you said that, I looked it up, couldn't find a single instance of a single kid being suspended for using the wrong pronouns from school. Then you said a kid was expelled for wearing a t-shirt about 2 genders. I proved that wrong. And then now you're making a claim that there's just furries at school, which is just completely fucking wild. Okay, I'm still waiting on your source from the last one, but apparently you're having a hard time proving that one, which shouldn't be too difficult considering you're saying that you live there.
All right, so I just Googled it in the AI overview. I Googled kid gets suspended for misgendering, and the AI overview says a student may be suspended for misgendering another person, but the specific circumstances determine
you can get AI to agree to anything if you phrase the question right. What is an actual source that this actually happened?
I know that AI doesn't just pull it out of nowhere, but
you can literally phrase a question to make AI say anything that you fucking want, and it's been proven over and over and over and over and over. AI can be a decent source for certain things, but it is not a source. Okay? So will you please tell me where one instance of this happening exists?
13wham.com, WHAM.
What the fuck is 13wham?
I'm just going down my Google thread. I Googled it and I'm just
but I do care where I do care. Okay.
High schooler suspended after suspending misgendering teacher. California parents say. In Glendale, California.
All right. What's the name of the article? Let's see it.
All right. So 13wham. I think that's
just
ABC.
the name of the article.
Okay, it's high schoolers suspended after misgendering teacher. California parents say. Friday, July 7th, 2023 at
This should be good.
1:24 p.m.
Can't wait for this. This should be fun. Yeah, 13 Wham. That's usually like whenever I need a good source on thing, I go straight to 13 Wham. Should be great.
It's ABC. It's ABC 13.
An email was seemingly sent to GUSD administrator who stated, oh, sorry, I put this on the screen for all you guys, just so you guys can get, in case you guys ever want that 13 Wham. The email was seemingly sent by GUSD administrator who stated that she suspended 2 students for 5 days for misgendering a teacher. When a crisis in the classroom reached out to GUSD to confirm the authenticity of the email, a district spokesperson stated a student has never been punished, much less suspended, for accidentally using the wrong pronoun to refer to a peer or staff member. The GUSD spokesperson also noted that a student can be suspended if an action escalates to harassment or bullying, which is in accordance with state guidelines. According to the email, GUSD parents voiced that the 2 students ran away after the interaction with this teacher. In interviewing the students, they admitted to being curious about a transgender person. They shared emails read, I asked my teacher how she wanted to handle it, if she wanted me to teach them about misgendering or would like to speak out about being trans. She asked me to educate on transgender. So not only were they not fucking punished or suspended, okay, but they got an education from a transgender person who was very, very nice and seemed to be very, very calm about the situation.
All right, CBS News, Kansas middle school teacher who was suspended for repeatedly misgendering student gets $95,000 from district and lawsuit settlement.
Okay. Sir, I'm not going to go through every freaking source until you find one that freaking works. This is fucking ridiculous. Okay. Nobody's getting fucking suspended for misgendering someone because no one fucking cares. Literally, when you say shit like that, it makes it sound like you have literally never met a trans person in your entire fucking life. No, like that's what it sounds like to me. Because I have many times misgendered trans people many times. Okay. And then I say, sir, sir, and then sir,
they're not sensitive.
Sir.
The new school trans community is very.
No, you don't know anything about old school or new school. So just
you don't know what I know.
I do. I know what you don't know, and that's about trans people. Okay, that's incredibly obvious by this conversation. Okay, but at no time, old or young person. Okay, have I ever freaking misgendered who caused a big stink about it or made anything crazy? Okay, not once has it ever happened. I go, oh, my pronouns are actually this. And I go, oh, my bad. I apologize. And then I use the correct pronouns and then everything goes on just normal. What my problem is, okay, is we started this conversation with you defending the racist remarks of somebody. Okay.
No, I did not. I did not defend that. I said that he doesn't represent.
Oh yeah, sorry. You were freaking. Sorry, I apologize. You were actually defending. You were actually defending the people that you voted for their incredibly racist, sexist, and freaking fascist freaking comments that they're talking about. That's what you were defending. And somehow we've made this all the way,
what I said
sir,
and twisting it really badly. That's not what I said at all.
Okay, well, can you stop saying anything while I finish my statement? I hate repeating myself.
I'm not if you're going to defame me and say that I said
I'm not defaming you, sir. I'm saying what you said. Okay, so be quiet.
That is not what I said. I said.
Well, I will just mute you while I say what I'm going to say, and then you can respond when I'm done if you like, okay? You came on here literally defending people like J.D. Vance, okay, and Donald Trump, for defending people like the Young Republicans, for defending like Hitler and saying wanted to send people to the gas chambers and all that other stuff. And you said the reason that you still supported them, okay, is because of this, okay? And it is just absolutely crazy to me that you are so fucking transphobic, okay, that you literally are on here making up things, okay, that are not happening anywhere in the world, just ingesting all of this crap, okay, in order to somehow justify the very, very racist, very, very sexist and horrific things that people like the Young Republicans are saying and that J.D. Vance is defending. Okay, that is what I want to get back to. So how did trans people hurt you so bad that you're okay to still support people like Trump and JD Vance? Okay, in order to freaking get rid of trans people, how did they hurt you that bad?
Okay, well, I'm not looking to get rid of them. All right, that's number one. Number two, the way that you're framing the things that I said is the main reason why I switched from voting Democrat to Republican, the way that people pounce on people, the way that people frame things in a way to make somebody sound 10 times worse than they are. That's why I vote. That's a big reason why I got.
Sir, I don't give a fuck
Democratic
about
Party.
you switching from Democrat to Republican. I could not care less. Okay? Could not give a shit.
Well, I thought that you. Well,
Sir, I could not care less. I want to know why you are still, sir,
people
sir,
are MAGA
sir.
or are not MAGA.
I want to know why you are still defending, okay, Donald Trump and JD Vance when they are saying, or when they are supporting and defending horrific, sexist, racist, and pro-Hitler rhetoric, okay, and your excuse for that is trans people. That's what I want to know.
How hard you push me down and how hard you just.
Sir, I'm sorry. Did I say, can you please cry first?
Wolf. The way that I'm this big bad wolf.
Sir, did I say please cry first?
Is that what I'm doing? Are you saying that I'm crying?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. So can you
All
please
right.
answer the question now?
No, I'm done here. But have a good night. Respectfully.
You don't. Disrespectfully.
Okay. Well, I love.
All right. Anyways, we're going to keep this thing going. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're going to keep this thing going. Really appreciate y'all. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do this every single day except for Friday. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Ethereal, thank you so much for the 900 jewels. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Oh my God, you guys have so many jewels. I appreciate that. Francesca, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I'd love to live in a world where people like this caller didn't focus on gender and race instead of improving quality of life. I think we would all be better if we could do that, wouldn't we? I think we would all be better if we could do that. I really, really do. For sure, for sure. And Jerry said, same school that provides litter boxes. You know what the sad part about the litter boxes thing is? You know what the sad part is? You know that these schools actually did have, they actually do have litter boxes. You know the reason why they have litter boxes? It's when these kids have to go into fucking lockdown from active shooters. Isn't that wild? And they were putting litter in there in case kids have to shit themselves literally in drills for stopping from getting shot. Crazy. Anyways, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. That's very, very sweet. Brian, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. I saw that. I don't want that to scoot out of my view really quickly. So thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate you. Big W's in the chat for Brian for becoming a member. Jen, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said 13 Wham is my new band name. Thank you probably for always shutting down Hateful BS. I'm so tired of the lies they keep repeating. Sorry, guys, it's not that difficult, okay? Stay on subject and let's talk about it. Okay? Stay on subject and let's talk about it. If you want to say that you still defend freaking Trump and Vance when they're defending sexism and racism, okay, then and your reason is trans people, then I want to know why. And no, I'm not going to let you get out of it. I am not going to let you weasel your way into a different conversation. Okay? We're going to stay right on this one. Okay, so if you're not willing to freaking have that conversation without trying to weasel to a different one, maybe this isn't the live for you. I appreciate y'all. For everybody else who actually wants to hear people actually to figure out why they do that, then welcome in. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are awesome. All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving. Again, I really appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, don't forget, especially if you're on like my portrait live, if you do want to see it in a different aspect, I do have a landscape live also, which honestly is really cool over there. So if you'd like to come to that one, there is a lot of cool stuff going on over there too. So I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Oh, hi. Am I on? I can't tell.
You are. How old are you?
I am 19.
Oh God. Do you still support Trump?
Yes. Okay, but don't. May I request that you don't just God me because I'm 19? Okay, like just a request.
No, it just makes me sad
that I support Trump at 19.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where I'm going to, as I said, respectfully disagree with you at the start here, right? But that's why I'm calling, so we can debate this, so we can figure this out, right?
I don't want to. I don't know what do you want to figure out? What are we figuring out here?
What I want to. Sorry, I misspoke there. What I meant is I'm calling because you have this thing on your stream that says you want to know why I support Trump, right?
No, I'm questioning why you would still do it.
Okay, so why do I still support Trump? That's your question, right?
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to argue here, and my reason for supporting Trump is that so far I have seen these claims that I'm seeing being made. I have not seen something that surpasses, so like these evil claims that I admittedly haven't done deep research into whether or not Trump, let's say, truly says Hitler's a great guy or any of these things. I should probably look into that a lot more. But what I see is a situation in which we have a president who in many ways has done better than the past several administrations.
How?
So that's how has he done better?
Yeah. By the way, just before we go to how, I just want to say, just like really quick, like if the president that you're supporting has claims that they're quoting Hitler and you decide not to look into that, then that's the problem with America. Just thought I'd let you know.
Okay.
If they're literal claims that the president of the United States is quoting Hitler and he's on tape quoting Hitler and you're like, well, I think I'm going to look at some other stuff first. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm going to check out his policies first and not look into that. That's the problem with America. But please explain to me how he's doing better than past administrations.
First of all, I agree that is the problem with America. And I probably should have looked into that. I honestly just haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm planning on doing it. Don't worry. The reason that I still support Trump and that I think he's doing better than past administrations, since that's what you're asking at this point, is because if you look at facts are fun. If we look at just the basic facts that unemployment is down,
it's not.
Inflation is down.
It's not.
The economy is doing better than it was during other more recent administrations.
What's the current unemployment rate?
Current unemployment rate. Let's see.
If you don't know it, just say I don't know.
I don't know it off the top of my head.
Okay, it's 4.3%. 4.3 is the highest since we shut down for COVID. COVID was the largest economic disaster when we literally laid off freaking people across the entire United States and across the world stopped going to work, okay, because of COVID, okay, after it was shut down by Donald Trump, okay. Since we've reopened, our unemployment has been better than 4.3. 4.3 is the worst that it has been in 4 years. Okay. So please explain to me how you're saying that Donald Trump is better when his unemployment rate is worse. His job creation numbers are lower. We've had our first job loss numbers since the shutdown for COVID. Okay. So how exactly is the economy actually doing better?
So here's my question for you at this point. If you look at what Trump has done so far during his administration, this most recent one, the first one's unimportant to this, his most recent administration here, he has brought inflation down from what it was from, not inflation, my bad, misspoke, unemployment. The English failed for a second. Unemployment, he has brought that down from what it was when he took office.
Incorrect.
And
it is higher than it is when he took office.
Well,
sir, it is higher than it's been in 4 years. In 4 years. That includes this year. That includes last year also.
May I ask you a question then?
Sure.
What was the unemployment rate? And this is honestly something I don't know. What was the unemployment rate when Trump took office?
I would have to look it up. It was 3 something.
Biden administration. It was 3 something? Okay, would you mind looking that up just so that I know we have all the facts?
Sir, but you're already making positive claims about the unemployment rate when you didn't even know what the unemployment rate was. Okay. And you're saying it was better, and you're saying it was better than other administrations when you don't know what it was under other administrations. Okay. I can't even pull it up. The whole fucking site's fucking, oh, there it goes. All right. Whole site is fucking down. All right. December, it was 4.1. January, it was 4.0.
4.1, 4.0. Okay.
And it's currently 4.3.
So at that point, unemployment is up. right?
Correct.
However, the thing to realize is that this is the market is not completely stable. The economy does not just generally go, I mean, it does generally go up or generally go down, but an increase of 0.2% over the course of a couple months that he's been in office is a negligible thing. As you said,
sir,
from,
sir,
what is it, December?
sir, why are you arguing against your own claim?
I'm
Your
not.
claim, no, sir, your claim was, okay, and so let me read this back to you so we can get on the same page here, okay?
Okay.
Your claim was Donald Trump is doing better than past administrations, and under that, okay, I asked you, how is it doing better? And you said, because the unemployment rate is lower than it's been under past presidents. No one made an argument about whether that 0.2% is negligible, whether it's meaningful, whether it's any of that. You made the claim that it is positively better than it was when he took office. That's what you said. It is not. It is worse. Job creation numbers are worse. You actually said the entire economy is doing better, and now you're saying the economy is unstable, meaning that it is objectively worse if the economy is now unstable. Okay? So why are you backtracking on every single point that you just made on how Trump is doing better?
Because I admit I do not have all of the knowledge. I do not understand it. That's part of what I'm here to do, and is I want to understand.
No, you're not. Because if you were understanding, you would, as soon as I told you the numbers, you would have been like, oh, I was wrong. But you didn't try to do that. You then tried to move on and argue the point on whether the fucking unemployment rate was negligible or not. Not that you were wrong in saying that freaking Donald Trump's economy is not worse. Okay. Learning requires admitting that you were wrong and not knowing things. You're not trying to do that. Sounds like you're just trying to debate things you don't know.
No, I'm not, first of all. Secondly, sir, I admit I was wrong. Okay? Like, I know I didn't know it at the time. I admit that perhaps in that one I was wrong. But may I make a simple request, sir, that you don't personally attack me as I'm actively learning here? What else is the point of this if I'm not learning from this, right?
Sir, you can learn from the chat. Okay, I am here to have conversations about whether or not on why people are still supporting Trump. Okay, and if you don't have if you don't have any information on why you support Trump, then I'm just going to take it as you don't know why you support Trump, and it's all just your feelings. Okay, which is fine. If you want to learn, I am so happy to teach you. Like, really, I am truly happy. Like, we'll go freaking like magic school bus, and I can teach you whatever you want. Okay, but I haven't attacked you at all. I've attacked your position, and you're taking that as a personal attack because you don't have a position.
Okay, sir. May I? How about this? If we do not wish to attack positions, right? Or my bad, misspoke. If we do not wish to attack each other, just the positions, right? That's the thought here. You said, and this is going back to your point, right? That you say the unemployment is higher than it has been in 4 years, right?
Correct.
And would you allow me a little bit of wiggle room here and say, well, if we look at 4 years, that doesn't quite hit the end or the start of the past administration?
What?
Right. The previous administration, because we're in this the Trump administration right now, the previous administration, which is really what I'm talking about, it wasn't necessarily an exact 4 years from this date, right? It went back a little further than that.
Sir, what was the unemployment rate when Joe Biden took office?
How about this? The unemployment rate in August of 2021, which is the Biden administration, right? August 2021, Biden administration, correct?
Yeah.
Was 5.2%.
Awesome. What was it when Joe Biden took office?
When did Joe Biden take off?
January of 2021.
Okay, let's see what it was in January 2021. 6.3.
6.4, but close enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was 6.3, and by August it had gone down to 5 point whatever you said, and literally by the time that it got we got moved any further, we got all the way down to 3.4% in April of 2023, a new record low. We got under a
Honestly,
new
it's very
record
fair.
low of unemployment under the Biden administration, lower than what Donald Trump had bragged about, because he bragged about 3.5, saying it was the lowest unemployment rate that we had ever had in the United States. And then Biden brought it down to 3.4%. Okay. Lower than even Donald Trump's. Okay. So Joe Biden improved the unemployment rate since he took office. He beat the lowest unemployment rate under the Donald Trump administration. And now Donald Trump now has it higher than when he took office. So how is Donald Trump good for unemployment?
Has Donald Trump good for unemployment? It's been going down. We can't account for a small spike in an economy and say that that's the general trend.
Sir, the general
That's
trend
not how
is
economics
up.
works.
The general trend is up. It was 4.0 when he took office. It has not been back down to 4.0 since he took office. Biden gave him 4.0. It has not gotten down to 4.0 yet since then.
Okay, so this is where I'm willing. You say I was unwilling to learn. I'm willing to learn. I admit maybe I was wrong here. I think you have a completely valid point. Unemployment seems to be up. Okay.
Okay.
So here's my So I'm trying to think of my next point at this point, because
hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. So we were talking about many things with the economy. We can talk about job creation. Okay, in June we had the first job loss numbers since we shut down for COVID, and I believe the last check I checked was like minus 13,000 jobs. I'm sure it's been updated since then, so we can recheck. But job growth has been completely stagnant. You want to talk about inflation rate? Inflation rate, I believe, is sitting right around 3.0 right now, which is a slight raise. And again, I'll tell you that isn't the biggest deal in the entire world, right? But it does mean it's stagnated. He has not improved the inflation rate at all. He has definitely not improved the unemployment rate. He has had worse job creation numbers. He has stagnated the economy, and we are starting to see price rises, and we will see more. Okay, these are all signs of a negative economy. We are actually completely stagnated when it comes to jobs. That's actually why the Federal Reserve announced that they were having to lower interest rates for bank loans, because we were at such bad job loss numbers, okay, that we need to be able to spark the economy. We need to have businesses be able to take lower interest loans in order to start hiring, because if not, we're going to go into full stagflation. Donald Trump has not done well for the economy at all, okay? The only number that you could possibly relate to Donald Trump when it comes to the economy, possibly, all right, is the stock market. But we all know the stock market is not a direct freaking relation to how the president is doing with the economy. And we can even go off of that because literally Donald Trump said it. Donald Trump specifically said under the Biden administration that the stock market is not a good judge of the economy, especially on how the president is doing for the economy.
I agree. The stock market is not the best judge.
Awesome. So under what metric is Donald Trump actually doing better for the economy?
Here's my question for you. Here's my counterpoint, okay? In Joe Biden's administration, there were times when unemployment was up and inflation was up. And then there was times, like towards the end, where it was brought down, right? This is how the economy goes. It's never throughout a series of 4 years, always on an up or always on a down. That's unheard of.
But sir, that's not your argument. But sir, the argument is not whether the economy does better or worse, or whether it flexes. Of course it does. How is it better under Trump?
What I believe is not that it's currently better under Trump, but it's going to become better under Trump.
Gotcha.
Is I guess a better way to phrase my argument.
Gotcha. So the economy wasn't better after any of Donald Trump's policies in his first term. Okay. He rode the coattails of Obama policies all the way until he actually passed legislation, which actually significantly hurt the U.S. economy. And we were headed into a recession before COVID hit. On top of that, okay, he printed a bunch of money, added $8.4 trillion to the national debt, more than any president has in any time in history, given giant corporate tax cuts, which stagnated our economy and almost single-handedly destroyed the economy. He did that with his policies in his first term. Okay. So now we're in his second term. Okay. And he's putting in all of those policies, but worse, and they're already having negative side effects. But we are somehow expecting these policies that have been proven not to work, not only by Trump, but by other conservatives who have put in these policies, including like Reagan and Bush, right? Who have put in these exact same policies, and we've seen how they hurt our economy. All right. Because let's remember, the last like 10 recessions in this country have all come under Republicans. All right. So these policies that have been well known for a long time to not help our economy are now being implemented. They are already having a negative effect, but we are somehow supposed to believe for some reason that magically this time those same economic policies are going to help us. I just don't see how we could possibly come to that conclusion. All right, based off the information we have and already the things that we're already seeing within our economy, it just can't. I cannot using any type of logic. I cannot make that argument.
Okay. How about this, sir? At this point, I admit you've given me a lot to think about.
Good.
And I'm not sure, honestly. Like, I'm gonna have to think why I support Trump or if I support Trump after this. So I honestly thank you for your time and your willingness to talk to me about this.
I appreciate you also, and I appreciate 19-year-olds that are willing to learn in our with our society and actually research and go find out things and actually study. I don't need you to bring you to my side. I just need you to research and look up why you believe a certain thing. Okay, and it sounds like you're willing to do that, and that I can always appreciate in the United States. So 100%, I really appreciate you. Make sure you hit that sub button. All right, man.
Yep.
Come back. We'll have another conversation. All right. We're going to move on to the next caller. Hope that caller has a good day. You know what? We got there.
It's insane.
We got there. All right. We got there. He did seem like he was willing to learn. So we'll go with that. All right. We'll go with that. We're going to move on to the next caller. Please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much for being here. Nicole, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Says, I'm transgender and I work in retail. It does bother me if I get misgendered, but I try not to say anything because I don't want to cause a scene. I understand how it can be very bothersome. I think I would be bothered if somebody misgendered me, okay? But I do think it's always important to understand that people are fallible, right? And not everybody's going to make the correct judgment every single time. All right. So I do appreciate you you being strong in that. And, sometimes it's just educating people, right? Sometimes it's literally just letting them know, hey, this is not what it is. And I think most people are just generally good human beings and probably make a mistake and just go from there. So I do appreciate you. Thank you so much, Nicole. And Lovely Goddess said, for one thing for sure, Trump and the administration gave the people the power to be illiterate. That's for sure. That kind of sad. It really is. And Heathen, oh my God, can we get big W's in the chat for Heathen? All right. With the $50 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I said, no more 19-year-old callers unless they pay their own effing bills. These half-cooked idiots make my blood boil. That should be the rule, though. That should be the rule. If you don't pay your bills, you don't get to come up and have a conversation. I will say that. But thank you so much, Heathen. I really appreciate the huge $50 super chat. That is absolutely huge. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Y'all, if you guys would like to support the live just like Heathen, we do have super chats open. You guys see I like to put up the comments and all sorts of stuff. I also do have my pay links in my bio, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm also going to put them in a little live goal in a second. I'm going to leave Heathens up there for a half a second while you open up these phone lines and get this thing going. So really, really appreciate that. Again, make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. If you hit that subscribe button, make sure that you turn on notifications so you know when I go live. Also, please consider joining the Discord. That way you know when I go live also. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How old are you?
38.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. Yo, real quick, sorry. If you're on TikTok and it's freezing, go to YouTube. They're already restricting me over there anyway. Awesome.
No, I'm on YouTube.
Not talking to you, sir. Anyways, y'all, awesome. So what's on your mind, man? Why do you still support Trump?
So I support Trump because, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a police officer, and I work in a very liberal city. And I know that, Trump is federal government and the city has its own politicians and their own policies, but I just see how the liberal policies are just destroying New York City.
What liberal policies?
So basically, I know this is going to be a big thing, but the immigration sanctuary city policies are destroying the city.
Awesome. What's a sanctuary
These
city?
What was that?
What's a sanctuary city?
So New York City.
No,
Sanctuary
no,
city.
I don't need an example. What does being a sanctuary city mean?
Oh, so they, they don't question, anybody's immigration status. Everybody is free to do their own. They can even get, SNAP, EBT. The city gives them services, and no one questions anybody's immigration status.
Incorrect. Oh, at least on the SNAP part, but.
Well, the New York City was giving drivers, was giving IDs and giving benefits to the, illegal immigrants.
No, they were not.
I saw it on the streets. I saw them.
You
lined
saw
up at
them
the
getting.
HRA building.
You saw them getting federal benefits on the streets. How does
around the block?
How does one get federal benefit? How do you know someone's getting federal benefits on the streets? I'm just curious.
Well, no, New York City was giving them their own housing benefits and food benefits and hotels. We were turning hotels into shelters.
Well, you guys were turning hotels into shelters. That is very, very true. The problem with that is two things. One, those weren't undocumented immigrants. Those were asylum seekers. And second of all, they got sent there by the Republicans.
Well, as far as who sent them there, I'm just saying that, well, I know in Texas, he wasn't handling that, and he was sending everybody up to Chicago, New York, because he wasn't having it down there. So I can understand you saying that as far as that goes. But I'm telling you firsthand, I was watching people lined up in the streets. Crime was going up. People were defecating in the streets. Homeless rates were increasing. I was watching them make their own encampments in parks and on the streets.
The NYPD stats, which you claim to be a part of, showed that actually crime was down in New York City.
Yeah, of course, because they always fudge the numbers, man.
Oh, got you. So are you fudging the numbers? So got you. So New York City, so NYPD is fudging the numbers. FBI is fudging the numbers. And let's be completely fucking honest. New York City has had people defecating in the streets well before any of this immigration thing is going on. Okay. But the problem is, sir, is what I'm saying is those migrants that made it up to New York City, those were not undocumented immigrants. Those were asylum seekers. Okay. Because undocumented immigrants generally don't try to make it to the most cold and uninhabitable place that they possibly can, someplace like New York, right? Generally, they'll go to someplace where they have family or friends, and most of those people are usually in already southern states, and usually ones that are more hospitable. Well, I mean, there are some, that is true. I'm not saying that there's not some, okay? There's some in all sorts of people, but the people that were being put up in hotels, because again, the only reason they were put up in hotels is because Greg Abbott sent them there without any of the money that the federal government pays Texas to house those people. They sent them there without notice in the middle of winter, so the other option was let them freeze to death and starve, right? So, I don't think that's a very good option. Right. I mean, unless you do.
But let me tell you, the shelters are no safer than the streets, to be honest with you.
Right, sir. But they are. It is shelter, right? And in New York, since you are saying you are from New York, right? You know that in the winter it gets very, very cold there, right?
Very, very cold.
Yeah, and being on the street could kill someone, right? If they have no shelter, right? Especially if they're not from there, they have no support system, right? So the hotels were generally just a way to get them off the streets so they didn't die. Right.
Let me tell you something,
that was,
bro.
That's important.
They were setting up portable showers outside in the wintertime for these people to come and take a shower in the freezing cold, getting out of the shower, wrapped in a towel, outside in the wintertime. So it wasn't like horrible. They were giving them the best care.
I didn't say they were giving them the best care, sir. I said they were giving them some care. Do you know where the best care for them is?
In their own country.
In Texas, where they get paid billions of dollars to build facilities for them.
Listen, I have no objection to people coming to America to want to make a new life. That's the American dream, right? We all did it. We're all immigrants, except for Native Americans, right? We all came here to start over. Everybody wants to live that American dream, have the house, the family. I understand that. But do you know how many people slipped through the cracks that were pedophiles, rapists, murderers that just slip through the cracks?
Actually, we do. Actually, according to the statistics, undocumented immigrants are 30 times less likely to commit a violent crime than American citizens are.
But I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you firsthand. Those numbers are bullshit.
No, they're not.
I'm telling you, they are.
sir. It's not even logically a good thought, to be completely honest with you. Like, and just being completely honest, like even logically, it's not a good thought, right? So you're telling me someone, okay, that came from one of these like other countries, right, to seek asylum, right?
Yeah.
And they came from, Venezuela or whatever. We'll just use Venezuela as an example, right? They're escaping something that, that is harmful to their family, right? They made it all the way through the Darien Gap, all the way through Mexico, all through all these places. They made it to the Border Patrol. Then at the Border Patrol, they actually had a valid enough claim for asylum to be given a court date, because only about 40% of the people that actually claimed asylum at the southern border were actually granted asylum within the United States, right? So, oh my goodness, sorry. So that 40% of people that already that had background checks and all that sort of stuff, then were sent up to New York by Greg Abbott, all right, who have already had background checks, who are already escaping anything, and they came all that way, did all of that stuff, and passed all those background checks just to now get to New York to commit violent crime? What kind of sense does that make?
It's more about, survival, right? There's no jobs, right? People are hungry. The shelters are not giving them 100% what they need. So what are they going to do? They're going to turn to easy money, quick money. I was speaking to a woman the other day who told me she came here with her husband and her kids. They came through Mexico. She came to New York, right? They came to New York because they had family here. They were not asylum seekers. They were undocumented. And, money was rough. Finding work was rough. And he hit the streets and he started robbing people and selling drugs and getting into the crime aspect of things.
So just
Everybody
be clear,
wants that quick, easy money.
Just be clear.
I'm not saying that's everybody.
I'm just, first of all, one anecdotal piece of evidence does not define the entire situation. First of all,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's not everybody.
Yeah, right.
But
That's not
saying
the
it happens.
overwhelming majority. Second of all, I find it a little weird that somebody is just saying, "Hey, my husband is a criminal," and I'm telling a NYPD officer about that, because I don't know what about New York.
Well, it was on a personal level.
I've never lived in New York. Okay, I'm from California, but in California, we don't tell the cops about crimes that we're doing. Okay. Not a big thing in California. We don't, and we sure as hell don't tell, like, hey, my husband is a criminal to a cop. I don't care if it's personal, on duty, off duty, or any of that shit. I'm not telling the cops a goddamn fucking thing. Okay, but I ain't no snitch.
Well, I can break it down for you how it really.
I really don't care, sir. What I'm saying, sir, is across the.
It was more a personal thing. She told me
across the board, undocumented immigrants commit less violent crime than American citizens do. Okay,
yeah, are those the FBI statistics?
That's multiple statistics from like literally probably a half dozen different independent organizations that show that thing, including Council for Immigration Studies, Pew Research Center, the FBI stats, sir. But sir, being on the streets doesn't show the data across the United States. Okay.
Exactly, because I know
being on the streets doesn't show any of that stuff. Okay.
Man.
So I'm looking at numbers from all the way across. And you, no offense, and I'm really not trying to be offensive to this, you are some guy on the other end of the phone who is claiming to be a cop that I don't even know for sure is a cop, right? Like, I mean, I can take it at face judgment, but I don't know who the hell you are. Okay. Like, honestly.
Right. But I don't know your background either. I just know that you Google stuff.
Well, that's what's important, right? And that's important. We don't.
Are you a political science major?
I was an international relations major, which is a form in grad school, which was in political science realm, but nonetheless, okay. What I'm saying is that we can all digest data, right? And when you have data that's been collected over a long period of time by multiple organizations that all show the exact same thing, right? Then we can come to that conclusion. Okay, we can come to a conclusion based off of that data. And is that data, completely, like, end all be all? No. Do we have spikes in certain things? We absolutely do. Okay, that's 100% true.
Always 100%. Is the data always 100% correct?
The data is always more of 100%. The data is always closer to right than my anecdotal data or yours.
Yeah, because like we get stuff off of websites, right? Like I was looking at the budget.house.gov, right?
That's not a source.
And they said that. Well, but that's what I'm saying. These are the things that go around on the internet.
But that's not a data source.
Well, no, I'm not talking about what I'm talking about right now. I'm just saying when we were talking about
it's not a data source. It's not a data source on anything. Okay? That budget.house.gov is literally just somebody in the budget committee that happens to be a politician just said something.
But that's the same thing as for police departments. There's somebody who's probably fucking lazy and just has to look good and show that they're actually working. That's just making up numbers, man. I'm telling you.
Okay, sir.
I'm seeing
Well,
it
that's fine.
firsthand on the streets.
But now you're saying that that is happening over the course of decades and decades and decades and decades across different police departments all the way across the United States, in red cities and blue cities, and people all the way across big towns, small towns, big cities like New York, all the way across the board. All of that data collected over multiple decades all together does not equal one person that is just lazy and wants to do something, because that's what that data does. When you get that much data from that large of a source, it weeds out that one guy you know. That's why anecdotal evidence isn't important to me, okay? Because the data weeds that person out by the overwhelming pieces of evidence.
But what I'm saying is, when you're seeing it firsthand, it doesn't matter what data people are giving. You're seeing it
All right,
firsthand.
let me give you an example.
Like,
okay?
you live in California, right? You've
No.
been to Skid Row.
I don't live in California, but I have been to Skid Row. Okay, let me ask you
so
a question.
you know how it is.
Let me ask
Skid
you a
Row
question.
is like, used to be a strip. Now it's like blocks and blocks of homeless encampments.
So let me give you an example. Okay, let me give you an example. All right, I live on a street, and let's say my street is like 40 houses. Okay, which is actually probably pretty close to accurate, right? My street is 40 houses, right? And I sit in front of my lawn. I never leave my lawn, right? And over the course of the next year, okay, we'll say 75% of the people on my street move away. Okay? And so that means 75% of people on my street, 75% moved in, right? And of that 75% that moved in, 50% of them were from India. Okay? Now, based off of what I'm seeing on the street, all right, 50% of the United States has just become Indian. 50% of all people that are moving in the United States are now from the country of India. Is that accurate?
No.
But I'm seeing it on the street. But I'm seeing it on the street, sir. You see, no matter how much data you collect about how much is going on out there in the world, right? And what data we're seeing from across all these other cities, right? What I'm seeing on my street, all right, is that the 50% of the United States is now Indian, okay? And that's not accurate.
All right.
What we need to do is we need to cross over to the next street, and then maybe look at the whole town. Maybe then take that up to bigger cities, and then take it to states, and then take it all the way across the United States, right? And then what we can see, hey, you know what? No, we just had an influx in our town at that one point in time from Indian immigrants, and we had a whole bunch of families that moved in. They all just liked the streets. They wanted to live together, and now we can see right here that my anecdotal evidence of me being on this street is not indicative of what's going on across the entire United States. So while I am not in any way, shape, or form trying to diminish what you are saying is happening on the street, okay, if you are an actual NYPD officer, which again, I'm not saying that you aren't, I'm saying I have no way of knowing that, right? What you're seeing on the street is not as important to me as the entire body of evidence across the United States over decades. Okay.
I'm talking liberal cities alone. Chicago. Look at Chicago. Chicago is a war zone.
Chicago is not a war zone.
I know police officers in Chicago.
So do I.
And there's videos out there that, shootings are up. I think one weekend, it was like Labor Day weekend, there was about 24 shootings in one night.
Yeah. So that is a complete lie. Okay. Chicago is actually, I believe the last data I saw.
Statistics.
Yeah.
That's coming from Chicago Police Department. They actually put that out there.
Chicago Police Department is showing that homicide rate in Chicago was the lowest it's been in 7 years.
Of course they are. Because they want to show that
you're saying that Chicago PD is saying that. But again,
the cops on the streets are saying that Labor Day weekend was insane.
If they were just trying to, it was so insane in Chicago, such a war zone, that 50,000 people managed to run a marathon.
Well, yeah, but they do that in New York City too. But the thing is, we close
war zones.
So many streets. We close off so many streets, and you have so many cops.
How can you close off streets in war zones?
But because when you have police presence sitting there, people are not going to be stupid enough to commit a crime right in front of the police.
But police presence doesn't exist the rest of the time?
But look at that. But you're talking about, now Boston, it was a marathon, and then you had those guys that, let the IEDs go.
You had a singular terrorist attack, which was horrific, by the way. Okay. But sir, calling Chicago a war zone when literally its homicide rate is the lowest it's been in 7 years is ridiculous. Okay, it's
Well,
ridiculous. Okay,
but this is
it's
what
ridiculous.
I'm hearing from the police that are on the streets.
Sure, there's
You
videos
understand?
of fucking people dressed in frog outfits,
Yeah, because
and
there's
there's
different parts of
unicorns and
Chicago.
shit. Okay,
Absolutely, there's different parts of Chicago though. You got South Chicago, right? East Chicago. There's different parts.
do you want to know where Chicago ranked? Okay, in the list of U.S. cities. All right, out of 1 to 10, do you want to know where Chicago rates in gun violence and homicide rate?
What?
In gun violence, Chicago. Do you want to know where it rates within that top 10?
I want to know.
Take a guess.
what was
1 to
it?
10.
10.
Just kidding. It's not even on the list. It doesn't even make
well.
the top 10 of gun violence in the United States.
So, what is the most dangerous city in the United States right now?
That's a little debated, but
But I'm not talking about per capita because it's different.
Of course, you're talking about per capita. What do you mean? What do you mean you're not talking about per capita? Of course, we're talking per capita.
Well,
we don't not talk about per capita.
Smaller cities.
Because
I'm talking about big cities. What's the most dangerous big city right now? With crime per every 100,000 people. Because you can
Memphis is
say
pretty
that
high.
a small town that has 5,000 people. Yeah, Memphis is definitely from what I'm hearing, Memphis is very dangerous right now. Right?
It is.
I know Trump is trying to work something out with, the mayor of Memphis to make it so that it's a safer city.
yes, the
But, that's the thing.
the liberal, the liberal paradise that is Memphis, Tennessee.
That's what I'm saying. The big cities, there's always going to be crime. But I'm saying I watched crime rate pop up. Now we have motorized scooters, right? These motorized scooters are a big deal.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Everyone has a motorized scooter. But most of the robberies that were happening and the shootings that were happening were illegal immigrants committing these crimes. We had that Tren de Aragua gang from Venezuela. We took 3 homicides at one time, and they were undocumented when we caught them. They weren't silent.
You are not catching Tren de Aragua. Get the fuck out. Now I know you're lying, dude. Give me a fucking break.
No, three of them. Yeah,
Fucking
3 of them.
Dude, shut the fuck up, dude. Dude, I actually thought you were trying to have like a real conversation here. And now you're over here talking about Tren de Aragua. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah,
Dude,
they're huge in New York City right now.
No, they're not huge anywhere. They barely exist.
That's not
They're
true.
not-
there was
they're
that whole
not
thing that was
huge.
going on in
Sir,
Colorado
they're
when they
not
took over the
huge
apartment
anyway.
building, correct?
They barely exist. No one had even heard of Tren de Aragua until freaking Donald Trump tried to call Kilmar Brego Garcia Tren de Aragua. And I'll be completely honest with you, at that point, I had to look up what Tren de Aragua was. I was like, oh shit, we got Tren de
Absolutely.
Aragua in here? What the fuck is that?
We didn't know who they were either until it became a big problem.
Oh, gotcha. So you didn't know who they were until all of a sudden they were everywhere and there was all of them. Give me a break, dude. Like at least try to fucking be like
debrief.
honest. Give me a break.
I am being honest.
No, you're not.
I'm being 100% honest. We didn't know who they were. They weren't a big crew or gang, whatever you want to consider them in New York City. We had blood.
Because they're not
we
a
had
big
Latin
gang
Kings.
anywhere.
But what was that situation that happened in Colorado then when they took over the apartment building?
They didn't.
So that didn't happen. That was fake news?
No, the mayor, the police chief, and the police on the ground, and the governor all said that didn't happen.
So then the media is just giving us fake news then?
Yes.
Because that was like a big topic. You saw it everywhere.
Yeah, no, you just saw it on super right-wing networks that were trying to convince you that was happening. But no, it did not happen anywhere. Literally everyone said that was wrong.
I'm just saying, I'm seeing an uptick in crime.
Yeah.
And
There are
a lot of the people
literally
that we're,
I had to
that
look
we're
this up.
stopping are undocumented.
Yeah. So there are roughly 100 confirmed Tren de Aragua gang members in the entire United States.
That's confirmed though.
According,
That's, like,
yeah, and
validated.
with 600 people that possibly have potential ties to the gang. Okay,
Yeah.
That's not larger than the New York City Crips. In the
absolutely not.
in the entire United States, okay, that's not even fucking the New York City Crips. Okay,
You gotta understand.
give me a
it's not
fucking
Crips and
break.
Bloods.
Oh, there are these huge problems, bro. There's 5,000 to 7,000 people in the entire world that belong to this gang. They are not a huge problem in New York City because they're not a huge problem anywhere. That's why nobody had heard of them ever, okay? Because they barely exist. Okay? They barely exist.
They barely exist, but they do exist.
Sir, a gang that barely exists is not a huge problem in New York City that has a significant gang problem, okay?
But let me tell you something. If you have 5 guys that are part of a crew, but they're causing a lot of havoc, you can say they barely exist, but they're still causing a large amount of crime.
You should go arrest them.
Well, that's what we try to do.
Well, you're not doing a very good job if it's only 5 of them.
Yeah, exactly, because the liberal policies keep our hands tied.
Yeah, what liberal policy says you can't arrest criminals?
It's not about arresting them. It's about letting them go.
No, sir.
That's the problem.
Sir,
what liberal stuff?
Yeah, what liberal policy in New York, for instance, says they arrest gang members and release them?
What do you mean? There was stuff like that happening in Boston and New York where undocumented immigrants were coming in. They had rape charges and they were being released on their own recognizance.
Sir, where in New York City, what liberal policy says they're going to arrest apparently gang members that you very well know are gang members that are creating havoc and violence all across the United States, all 5 of them? Can you please tell me what liberal policy says that those 5 gang members who apparently are just this huge threat to New York City, and you apparently can go arrest them and they're causing all of this violence? Please tell me what liberal policy says that those people would be released.
So you can arrest them. Arresting is not the problem.
What liberal policy says that?
What liberal policy? I'm telling you, we can arrest them. The problem is that they get released.
Yes. So violent criminals are being released in New York City.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're a liar. Sorry. And you're not a cop.
All right. Well, you can believe what you want to believe.
And you're not a cop.
Okay, I'm not a cop.
Yeah. And you're not a cop. That's okay. like I tried to give you like the benefit of the doubt to like maybe you were a cop, but this is a fucking joke.
How about this? I'll send you a picture of my police ID.
I don't want a picture of you at all. That would make my day a lot better if I just never saw a picture of you.
Exactly.
Ever. Okay.
Because you want to believe what you want to believe, but when you're not in the street,
how about
you're
this?
sitting in a chair, man.
Here's one, sir. You're sitting in a chair on the phone with me. Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm walking around.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So anyway, sir, either A, there's only one of 2 things that are happening here. Okay. Either A, you're not a cop. Okay, which I think is the most likely answer. Okay, I think that's the most likely answer. But
that's
the secondary part,
you're making assumptions,
is that you are a cop, and you are literally the problem with the policing in the United States. Okay, and you are the reason why we have so many problems because you don't know the law. That's why.
Yeah, what's the law?
Because you don't know the law. Because I am asking you, sir.
We're not talking about law. We're talking about policy.
Yeah,
law and policy is not the same thing.
Okay, so you don't know policy or law.
Don't tell me that I don't know the law when I went to school and have a degree in law.
You have a degree in law.
Yeah, I have a degree in law, St. John's Law School.
So you went to St. John's Law School.
Don't tell me that I don't know the law.
Hold on. So you went to St. John's Law School.
I know.
So you went to St. John's Law School, and you are a street cop in New York City.
Yeah, because I wanted to be. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And when you have a job like
are you an astronaut too, like Katy Perry?
Listen, man, you could believe what you want to believe, but this is what I'm telling you. Don't just make assumptions that I don't know the law. We're not talking about law. We're talking about policy, right? That's 2 different things. I'll stick to the law. You can stick to your politics. I'm talking about.
You're the one making a claim about a policy,
law.
sir. You're the one making a claim about a policy, and I'm asking you to tell me the policy.
Yeah.
And if you can't tell me the policy, then I'm going to just go
exactly.
ahead.
We're not talking about law, though. The laws are you commit a crime, we arrest people. The policies is what releases people.
Yes. And which policy?
Let's talk about that.
And which
exist.
Which policy can overturn?
Don't shush me because I don't shush you, bro.
Well, then
you might
should
talk to this little 19-year-old guy like that, but you're not going to.
Oh, and someone's getting their feelings hurt. You're disrespectful
to
America. Okay, so just stop.
Okay.
All right. Can you please tell me when in America, okay, in America, when a policy can go over a law? Since you went to St. John's Law School, can you please tell me when a policy can overrule a law?
It's not about policy overruling law. What I'm saying is we will make the arrest, right? but it's the policies like bail reform, no bail. People get released on their own recognizance. They get a slap on the wrist. They get sent back out. Oh, you have a court date 6 months from now. You know how many bad things happened in that 6 months that they got released? That's the policy that I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with law.
Sir,
it's about not
what
keeping
policy
them in jail.
In the United States. Okay. What policy in New York?
Multiple times.
Sir, what
Bail
policy
reform.
in New York that would stop you? Okay. Stop violent criminals in gangs in New York to stop them from being held.
The bail reform.
Bail reform would not qualify for them whatsoever. No cash bail for violent criminal gang members does not exist. Anywhere in the United States.
Go sit in a New York City courtroom, an arraignment courtroom, and watch guys come in and listen to their charges and how they get released on their own recognizance. And then you could tell me. And then you could tell me.
I actually do all the time, funny enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
it's 20. Sir.
Go sit in the courtroom,
sir. It's 2025.
Watch it happen.
I can literally watch New York City courtrooms from my living room. Okay, and I do.
To do it.
And what you're saying is a lie. It is a lie. It is a lie. It is a lie.
New York City
there
court.
is
You're
not a
arraignment
single
from your computer.
There is not
I know
a
that's bullshit.
single place in the United States where that's legal. Okay.
I know you're not watching. Let's not lie over here, bro. You're not watching New York City arraignment court on your computer from your house in Colorado or California. So don't try to make it like you do. We know you don't. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What website can you do that from? Because I want to watch.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to pull up this website right here that says, no, New York City does not have a cashless bail system for all crime. Bail is limited to most misdemeanors and nonviolent crimes in New York State. So therefore, those violent criminals in New York City, okay, that you're saying are running amok and creating all of this violence.
You just said you watched it,
sir.
bro. You just said you watched it, but you're not watching it.
Sir.
Here you go. Back to
he's crashing out.
A liberal website.
He's crashing.
No, you're crashing out because you know that you're wrong.
I didn't even tell you what website it was on. How do you know it's liberal?
Because everything you look at is liberal. You'll never look at a right-wing fucking statistics.
All right, that's not a statistic. That's not a statistic. Okay.
Right-wing
All right,
data.
cool. That's not a statistic. Okay, what I said was bail is eliminated for most but bail is eliminated for most misdemeanors and non-violent felonies in New York State. For offenses, judges can only impose minimal restrictions, if any, and cannot require cash bail. But yes, I specifically let's see. More serious and violent felonies are still eligible for cash bail.
New York City
this was made in
computer.
response to public outcry and includes a wide variety of offenses that judges now consider for bail. So again, yeah, if you were to go arrest those five New York City, Trinidad, violent criminals.
I'm saying there's only 5.
Yeah, all 5 of them, right? If you go arrest them, then they will be held probably without bail, at all. But if they do get bail, there will be a very significant cash bail. So again, you should go arrest them, Mr. New York City cop. You should go get them right now. You don't have to worry about it at all. You now can rest assured, Mr. I went to St. John's Law School and doesn't know the restrictions around no cash bail. And I'm also a cop and don't know the restrictions around no cash bail in the city that you claim to work in. You can now, I can rest assured at this point in time, all right, that you can go arrest them and they will go to jail. Look at me. I have now W's in the chat for Polly, okay, for now making sure that this New York City cop can go get these guys tonight and go get them. W's in the chat for Polly for all of that. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much.
Serious question. Do you ever look at you're going on a tangent like a liberal does? Are you going to scream and cry and glue yourself to a bridge because you don't get your way?
I'm not near a bridge.
Do you ever admit that you're wrong?
What kind of glue do you use to glue yourself to the bridge?
Do you ever? I don't know. They do it though.
Oh.
They do it. These peaceful protests. They glue themselves to the street and to the bridge, holding on across a big chain. It happens.
That still sounds pretty peaceful, but regardless.
Yeah, it might be peaceful, but now you're stopping people from getting home to their kids.
So it went from not peaceful to now peaceful. Gotcha. And just out of curiosity. So anyways, what were you trying to ask me before I move on? Sir, what question are you asking before I move on to the next caller? Because honestly, I think I've expended. That,
do you ever admit that you're wrong, or do you ever admit that, wow,
yeah, I did it yesterday.
don't know everything. Maybe.
Yes, I did it
maybe
yesterday.
there is some fucking shiesty
Yes.
shit going on in these cities. Maybe
I
the numbers
did
aren't correct.
yesterday.
And maybe,
Hey,
we're the most corrupt country that there is.
Hey, yeah, I admitted I was wrong yesterday on my live.
All right. But do you ever think that maybe like the United States
I'm just not
is
wrong
not the
with
good
you.
guys?
Okay? I'm just not wrong with you. Okay? In this case, I'm not wrong.
But you
So I'm
are
not
wrong.
admitting
But
that
you
I'm
are
wrong.
because
You're just
you're not
you're
seeing it.
wrong.
You still
Sir,
need
do you
to
ever
tell me the
admit you're
website.
wrong?
Absolutely. If
Oh, you
give
should
me
try
a
that right
website
now.
That
Okay?
I can watch.
You should try that
if
right
you give me
now.
a website where I can watch New York City
Yeah, sure.
arraignments from my computer.
council.newyorkcity.gov/live stream/hashtag location dash
I'm not talking about city council meetings.
.floor.2. That's not a city council meeting.
That's city council. Yeah, that's city council meetings.
www.wicourts.gov/court/live stream.
Slash
Yeah,
New York
there's
City?
literally
Is it New York City?
Yeah, there's literally like
Yeah.
so many places where you can watch like
Yeah,
court in
not
New York.
New York City.
I like watching court in preferably my one is to watch is Arizona. I love watching Arizona, but I do also like watching Colorado, and New York is fun too. Yeah, there's like so many of them. Yeah. This is 2025. I can literally watch court anywhere in the United States, like at any given time. Yeah.
Yeah, arraignments. You can watch New York City arrangements.
Not arrangements. This isn't edible arrangements. Okay, but I can do
arraignment.
arraignments.
I
Yeah,
misspoke.
it is.
Arraignment.
Yeah, anyone that is public. Yeah, it's not hard at all. But, anyways, I'm gonna
Yeah.
move on to the next caller.
The
You
website
go.
that
You
just
go.
gave me
You
doesn't
go.
do that though.
You go get
the website
all.
you just gave me. I tried it.
Sir, you go get those
Listen,
5
bro,
Trendare
you're
Rockwell
wrong.
guys.
You
Okay.
try to make people look stupid,
All right,
bro, but
buddy.
you're not on the street.
No, sir.
You're
I
sitting in
didn't
a
make you
fucking
look
chair.
stupid. You did that to yourself. All
But
right.
you're sitting in a chair,
So
bro.
have a
You
wonderful
look
day.
Stupid because you believe everything that you hear.
Guys, I'm sitting in a
You
chair.
believe everything that
What
you
do
hear. That's
sir,
the
what
problem.
what do you do with a chair? You know what? Don't answer that
Because this
question.
is your
I
life.
sit in mine. All right. That was interesting. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And make sure you turn on those notifications if you haven't already. That way you know when I post new content and I do all the fun stuff. I know you guys aren't turning on those notifications because I posted a really excellent video this week and not as many of you watched as I should have. So I can make that call. Feisty, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Said, please drop him. Well, I did. Sorry. It's probably a little late for you, but I apologize. But we got there. Bingo, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said, young man, I love your channel and your reasoning skills. Keep challenging and educating. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I love when I get called young man too. I don't feel that young all the time. So I really appreciate that. Feisty, thank you. You was a bad faith liar. You're 100%. Tatted Tech, thank you so much. Said he was only able to take down the gang after watching his parents get murdered when he was a kid. The caller is bad. Shit. Sorry, I didn't know where that was going because I didn't read it before I put it. I read it from people that like I'm not used to most of the time, but when I know who you are, I just read your chat. Like I don't even think about it. And sorry, I was not ready for Batman there. My apologies. I wasn't ready. Yeah, anecdote. Believe me, I'm a cop. Just believe me, guys. Just believe me. I'm a cop. Okay. I played GTA, so therefore I'm a cop. All right. Yeah, I bet he was also in the military because he played COD. Y'all, again, make sure you hit the follow button, hit that subscribe button if you like support. I do have super chats and all that fun stuff open. Also, all my pay links are in my bio if you'd like to support that way. Also, I have the little boutiques up too. I really appreciate it. I am being stunted on TikTok right now, and that's fine. We're still gonna have fun anyway. I don't care. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, can you please turn off the live in the background? That is very annoying.
Yep, no problem. Yep, I turned it off.
Awesome. So, how old are you?
31.
You still support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Why?
Because I think he's a much better president than the last one that we were able to vote for, but between him or Kamala. He's definitely for the American people. He has a lot of good Christian values, and
awesome.
he's trying to make America better again.
Can you please explain to me how sending $40 billion to Argentina is America first?
Yeah, I'm not sure about your guys' numbers here. I don't really follow all the numbers. I just go off of based what I see on a day-to-day basis.
Well, on a day-to-day basis, Donald Trump is on television bragging about how he gave $40 billion with a B to Argentina. And if you're making the claim that he is American first,
what about you guys letting 18 million immigrants in?
not true. But we're not talking about
Not
guys,
true.
sir. What we're saying, sir.
Am I here to talk to Polly,
Sir.
or am I here to talk to his phone interviewer?
Sir, you're on with Polly. You're already
Oh, this is
you're
Polly.
already making yourself. You're already embarrassing yourself. Okay.
I'm not embarrassing nobody. I just wasn't sure who this was.
Sir, your
I
statement
got
was.
a question for you.
No,
first
I don't
off.
want your question. I want you to be quiet.
No, I don't want to hear. I want you. I got a couple questions for you.
I
didn't
don't
know
care
who I
what
was
you have
speaking
questions
to.
for. Okay.
First off,
Okay.
I bet you do believe in.
All right, you're muted. Okay. So I'm going to ask my question off of the statement that you said. Okay. And you're going to respond to that. Okay. And then if you want to ask a question, you can. Okay. Because that's how this works. All right. All right. You said you like him because of his America First policies. Okay. Donald Trump has currently sent $40 billion to $40 billion to Argentina and is supporting a lot of money going into Israel while making a peace board, which he's in charge of, which is going to take up a lot of his time, to then be concentrated on the Middle East. So currently Donald Trump is concentrated on the Middle East and Argentina while our government is shut down, which he seemed to have had no will to even negotiate on or try to open up our government. How is it America First to keep the government shut down while sending money to places like Argentina?
Do you unmute me?
Yep.
All right. I just want to say, I absolutely hate all you fags, and you guys are going to burn in hell where you belong.
So is that your answer to the question, sir? Final question? Final answer?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Can I get 666 and hail Satan in the chats? Lord Satan, please come from the underworld and bless this caller that we have here. I'm praying to Satan for you, okay? May I pray that all the demons come into this person while he sleeps and maybe on his insides. Please send your demons to come to the insides of this man while he sleeps. I'm sure you enjoy it. All right. I hope you enjoy that, Cam. Enjoy that feeling you get tonight, all right? He ran. I believe that's called an incubus, isn't it? Isn't that what incubus is? Isn't an incubus when like a demon or like an angel that comes down to like have sex with people while they're sleeping? Incubus and succubus, one's male, one's female. Copy. All right. Y'all hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much. Oh, I missed a super chat in there too.
Incubus and succubus, one's male.
Yo, turn off the live in the background. Jesus. If you guys come up, turn off the live in the background. Mindspeak says, I missed your comment on the 20 million Trump gave to Argentina. Can I get your comment on that? Oh, I think we just did that, actually. His wedding is bullshit. That's what it is. Anyways, how old are you?
Okay. I am 19.
Oh, God. Do you pay your own bills or do you still live with mom and dad?
I will admit I do still live with my mom and dad.
Man, we just made a new rule today that said no 19-year-olds don't pay their own bills.
Hey, I saw that. We didn't shake on that yet.
We didn't. Who the heck was I supposed to shake with? Fucking our Lord and Savior Satan?
No, hand emojis, bro. Duh.
With hand emojis. All right, you made me giggle a little bit. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
All right, I'll give you a very short leash here since you made me laugh. What's on your mind?
Woohoo. Okay, so I admit I'm not very educated, so I wanted to hear I feel you do more research. Wanted to see your opinion on some things.
Oh, dude, sorry, I'm not gonna do a question and answer session, man. I only have like 10 more minutes on, and I want to have a good a good conversation with a good Trump supporter on this one. So
okay,
but please, hang out, hit the sub button. We'll have a conversation, and I might answer a lot of your questions there. All right?
Okay.
All right, man. I hope you have a good one. You're right. Sorry, I did miss that. You said 20 million. Trump gave 20 million to Argentina. No, Trump gave 40 billion with a B to Argentina. 40 billion with a B. While the U.S. is still shut down. Okay. In my defense, it wasn't my rule. Technically, he then sent that $50 super chat and said, and I just liked it. I was like, that's a good idea. Like, if you're gonna be 19, you gotta pay your own bills first. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
I just turned 41.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I never did before, but I'm starting to now. He stands for limited government.
Government spending's at an all-time high.
Well, he's limiting government. Do you believe in limited government?
He's limiting government by spending more on the government? How does that make any sense?
Well, I mean, as a constitutionalist, I believe that the government's job is to protect us against foreign invasion. Granted, he's destroyed the Department of Education, a lot of things, and we do need regulation, but the government kind of sucks at everything, and he's giving us limited government. I thought originally by hiring idiots to the position that he was doing it intentionally, and
no, he wasn't.
Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. It's having a decent effect. It is limiting the government.
No, it's not really. I mean, you're right. It is making important things within our government less effective, right? But I don't think the whole point of limiting government, like when you say limiting government, you're saying, hey, we should take these things that are in government and limit their ability to enforce things or whatever, privatize them or whatever, right? That's the whole idea behind limited government, that private business and capitalism reigns over government, right? That's the point. Donald Trump's not doing any of that. He's taking the government programs that still exist and still operate, okay, and he's just making them less effective without improving anything by privatizing them or moving them anywhere else. Right? He's pulling 10 to 17 million people off of healthcare and removing ACA or letting ACA subsidies expire without replacing that with anything. That just hurts people. That just kills people. Right? That's not limited government. That's the government just being bad at what it does. Even worse than it was before.
Well, he also wrote a bunch of people checks that didn't necessarily go into the hands of Americans, which is very not limited government. But as far as the healthcare debate is concerned, I think we should all have socialized medicine here, but I think it needs to be very comprehensive or not exist. And there's Sir,
but how is he limiting government? He's not limiting government. What is he limited?
Well, he's destroying healthcare. Absolutely.
He hasn't limited the government's role in healthcare. He's just made the government less effective. What is he actually limited?
Oh, well, now he's, firing a bunch of people and look, this is the whole, what was that Elon Musk tragedy thing that he tried to do? And also keep in mind, there are regulations and laws. I mean, Congress oversees things. He can't fire as many people as he wants. I don't know if he can just get rid of the Department of Housing or Education. I don't know if he can. I think he would if he could. I think he's doing the best he can to destroy it. I mean, look, do you stand for limited government?
Sir, limited government is what's your definition of limited government?
A government that is there to protect us against foreign invasion. And that's it.
Well, that's limited government. You're saying just off of foreign invasion? No, that's stupid. That's ridiculous. That's just a military state.
Well, no. The troops should never be deployed in.
It doesn't matter whether they're deployed or not. If your entire government is just a military, you literally have a military state. That's what you have. If your entire government is just the military, you're saying the entire point of the government is just to limit you from foreign invasion, and the only way to limit yourself from foreign invasion, well, the main way, is through military might, then your entire government is just based around the military, and that's ridiculous. No, the entire point of the government is to protect its constituents, right? And that can go off of all different types of ways of doing that, right? Like, I think that the government, we should have infrastructure. Infrastructure is an important part of our governmental system, right? The ability to educate the people within that country, that is an important part of our governmental system. Yes, the military is a part of our government system, right? They are a vital part of it also. Federal policing, police that can go across different states, that is a vital part. But there's lots of environmental parts. The whole point is a union, right? The point is to have states that have certain control over certain things and the federal government to have control over the things that affect all the states together. Right. But again, Donald Trump isn't doing either of those things. Right. Firing workers doesn't make a limited government. It just makes less government. Right. Less effective government. We should be trying to make our government more effective. Right. If we need better healthcare in the United States, then we need to make the healthcare more effective. If we need better education in the state, then we need to make the Department of Education more effective. Right. And what he's doing is the opposite of that.
Yeah, this is the problem is that what you define as government and what our government should be doing and what the founding fathers thought are very different. The founding fathers didn't think in general education. They didn't think about the things that you're talking about. Look, I want socialized medicine too.
Founding fathers thought slavery was cool, dude.
That part. So
maybe we shouldn't be taking all of our advice from a bunch of guys that owned people in the 1700s.
That's true. White men, sure, I agree. That's a pretty stupid demographic to there's a lot more people who live here than just that. But the reason is because the government doesn't do things well. As you've seen, as we see with this whole Trump thing, as we've seen with lots of, the government just doesn't do it very well. If there's another way to do it, I mean, look at the stimulus, for example. Most of the people didn't get that money.
The government does lots of things well. It just does a lot of things not well. What are you talking about, dude?
It doesn't do many things well. It doesn't do healthcare well.
It doesn't do healthcare well, correct? Because the correct way to do healthcare keeps getting blocked by Republicans.
Okay, what about provide for the common good, welfare, as we're talking, which really barely
like what? Like infrastructure? The Democrats passed the largest infrastructure bill in American history. Republicans have shot that down every time. The Democrats build up the middle class, which is for the welfare of the people. Republicans freaking stop it every single time. Literally, every other country has figured out how not to have gun deaths be the most preventable cause of freaking children death in their countries. Every other country except for ours, because Republicans keep blocking it and keep shooting it down. What's stopping us in the United States from having an effective government is not the government. It's the conservatives in our government that keep blocking everything that could make it better.
Well, don't preach to your own choir. Here,
I'm not preaching to my own choir. You just keep repeating the same things, and I don't know where we're going with this.
We're going somewhere real quick with this, because when I say for the common good, I don't mean streets and roads, okay? I'm talking about the things that the people that are opposed to you talk about welfare for families, about affordable housing, about affordable medicine, about care for migrant workers, or what, which doesn't even fucking exist, but those things, those sort of like social safety nets, right? That I think a lot of MAGA fans think exists, that doesn't exist. Do you think that the government can effectively do that?
Of course they can. You know how I know that?
Handle the stimulus? How?
Because every other government and every industrialized nation on the planet already does.
Not well.
Yes, they do.
Ripe with fraud.
Yes, they do. They do it very well, and no, they are not ripe with fraud. Okay? Countries like Norway and Sweden do all of those things perfectly well without the fucking fraud. Even countries that are less effective at it, right? Like places like Italy still do it 1,000 times better than the United States does it. And they do have some fraud, and they don't do it quite as well, but they do it very effectively, okay? But the United States is the only one through our government system that their founding fathers created, that you are so apt to talk about. Their system, okay, this two-party system in the United States, this Senate, which is literally affirmative action for conservatives, all right? That is what is holding us back. That is what is holding us, sir. That is what is holding us back from being more effective as a government. We need to make our government better, and getting rid of our government does not create a situation in which we make things better. By limiting our government and making it less effective, that is how we make things not as good.
Sure. That's how a two-party system has nothing to do with this. What about communism? Or socialism?
Of course it does.
Because
what about communism and socialism?
My wife is Swedish. I have Swedish citizenship. I'm in the process of applying for it, and I don't have to give up my U.S. citizenship. I've been to Stockholm, and she's from the city of Halmstad. It's very socialist, and they have very socialist issues.
Yeah.
Yet,
like what?
You don't really have to work there. Well, like costs are insane. There's tons of government everywhere, and lots of people don't really.
So
want
is
to
their
work.
pay?
Their primary exports are weapons. What?
So is their pay? Their prices are higher because they make more.
They don't.
They
I would
do.
Say that the quality of life in Sweden is not better.
The
By
quality
any
of
means.
life in Sweden is one of the highest quality of lives on the planet. What are you talking about?
So you can say the happiness of like the Scandinavian regions, sure. Denmark, Finland, sure. A lot of those countries they're very happy in the Nordic regions. But as far as the actual quality of life for the bottom of the bottom, for a very poor person, sure, it's better. But they don't really have big innovations. They have Volvo, which is pretty much, and they make arms
do you
for
want
America.
do you want happiness and freaking people to be living and happy and healthy, or do you want innovation? Which, by the way, innovate for the size of Sweden. Sweden freaking has tons of fucking research, especially within within medicine and stuff like that. So that's not true. But even then, let's just say it was true. All right, let's just say it was true, right? Are you saying you'd rather have people dying at a very high rate, having worse fucking healthcare, okay, having the largest amount of percentage of people in your country being jailed, right? So literally the
That's a
least free
different
country
thing.
on the
That's a
face of the planet, which is the United States,
That's
having
different.
the highest rate of child death by firearms. You would rather have all of those things so that what? So we can invent what? So we can invent
If we had
what?
a limited government, if we had a limited government, we would have less police. And if we had less welfare, right, presumably we'd have less Karens. I mean, the problem with the incarceration rate is insane here, and you can't really compare it to Sweden because Sweden has like 50 people.
You're the one
in
who's
the
bringing it
fucking
up.
country in
You're the
prison
one
or something. Like,
you're the one who brought up Sweden, not me. I didn't compare it to
Okay.
Sweden. You're comparing it to Sweden.
Socialist. Look,
they're not socialist.
There shouldn't be a
Sweden's
two-party
not a
system.
socialist country.
Sweden is very socialist.
No, Sweden has a lot of social programs. Sweden is not a socialist country.
Okay. Okay. All right.
They are a lot closer to
They're
socialism than
democratically
we are.
elected,
I'll
yes.
say that much, right? There's a lot closer to socialism than we are.
You don't have to work in Sweden if you don't want to.
That sounds amazing.
You know, and with AI, the
That
way
sounds
it's going,
fucking great. Sir, are you trying to sell me away from this because you're literally like just making it like this sounds great. So you're telling me I get free healthcare, I get great social programs, I get to be in one of the countries that's considered one of the happiest on earth, and I don't have to work. Man, this just sounds this sounds
Sweden
horrific,
never
guys.
signed an armistice
This sounds
in
horrific.
World War
Why
II.
would we ever want to do any of that?
Well, why wouldn't you want to be Sweden? Because being Sweden doesn't really work. Remember, Hitler didn't attack Sweden, not because of an armistice or a pact, but because he thought the people were pretty. Literally. That's why he didn't blow them into fucking smithereens.
But he didn't
Sweden
blow them into
just exists
smithereens.
Because it's the land of pretty.
Yeah.
Like,
World War II was 80 years ago,
Poland,
sir.
Lithuania.
Yeah.
What? They
Sir,
don't,
I'm not saying we
they
become
can't
Sweden.
exist without
Okay,
America.
sir, I'm not saying
can't
that we
exist
be.
without
Sir,
our
I'm not
technology
saying
and
that
our
we
war
become
machine.
Sweden. No one even brought up Sweden. You're trying to make it sound like Sweden is a socialist country. And again, while they have lots of freaking social programs and stuff like that, they're not a socialist country. Okay, and we are not even near a socialist country. All right, I don't even know what we're really talking about anymore. To be completely honest with you, where have we even gotten to? Like, where are we? What are we even talking about in this conversation? You're talking about
We're
Donald
talking about
Trump being a limited
constitutional
government,
republic.
which he's not. And no, the words constitutional republic have not even come up in this conversation. Okay?
Limited government, founding fathers, white men who owned slaves making decisions. Yes. So that was the constitutional
Making decisions that
founding
they
government.
shouldn't have made.
Well, other people should have been able to make decisions too, not just the white wealthy property owners. But
No, we
but-
just
but
shouldn't be so
listen,
worried about what
we
dudes
fixed that.
250 fucking years ago were doing.
Correct.
250
It's a
years ago, a bunch of
democracy. It is
people,
the longest running experiment, okay? And it
250
worked.
years ago,
And
a
it
bunch of
worked
guys
so
who
that
had
the
never ran a
government
government
intervening in it.
decided to put together a government. And now I'm stuck, like, we're stuck dealing with this fucking government. That sucks, by the way. Literally almost every industrialized nation has like some type of parliamentary system, which is a better form of government than we have. Okay.
If we had less of it, then Trump wouldn't be such a problem.
Okay. And if people just voted for what was right in their fucking lives, then Trump wouldn't be such a fucking problem.
Well, but people don't really do that. And
Then
that's
we aren't
why
going to
I'm
have a
saying
country to
as much
worry
as I
about too
want
much
all the
longer, I
nice
guess.
Things, capitalism
Then I
doesn't
guess we
work
aren't going to
like
have a country to worry about very much longer.
that. Well, there's always Mexico. I guess we'll absorb it.
I'm going
It's
to
a pleasure
Sweden.
talking to
You just made the case. I'm just going to go to Sweden. That sounds like a lot
No,
more
they
fun.
let a bunch
Yeah.
of jihads in. Now they're like they're a minority in their
I'm
own
sorry. What
country,
did
and
you
it's
say?
Really bad. They have like bombings and
No.
shootings
What did you
constantly.
just say?
They let they're almost a minority in their own country.
What did you say, sir? Or you just do not want to repeat it?
Minority in their own country, bombing Sweden's. Oh, Mexico's. We're becoming.
Oh
absorbing
no, you know
Mexico.
exactly what the fuck you just said. Yeah, there we
What did I
go.
say?
Yeah, you know exactly what you just said.
I don't know which part of
Racist
that-
as fuck.
Oh, I'm racist. Okay.
That comment
I'm
was
racist. Well, yeah, no, we're meddling
Yeah,
in
no,
other countries'
no.
affairs. We're trying to fucking absorb Canada's.
No.
Another
What you
state,
just
now
said,
Mexico.
what you just said was super racist, and now you don't want to say it again. I know it was
Okay,
super racist,
that
and you
might-
know it was
that-
super racist because if it wasn't,
that
you would have
Sweden
just
is
fucking
becoming a
repeated it.
minority in their own country.
Because you just fucking repeat. You just fucking wouldn't repeat it.
I honestly I don't know because Sweden wouldn't be is a minority in their own country.
No, you know what you said.
Just tell me.
You know what you said, dude.
I've been
You know what I can't stand. Like racist, I can handle. To completely honest with you, but cowardice racists are fucking like
Hold on.
That
hold on a
that's
second,
fucking just
hold on a
sad.
second.
So
Don't don't go there. I've treated you with respect. What did you take offense to?
sir,
the
I'm not
first
going to
to say
repeat it on the live. Okay, so
Did I say?
that I'm
Are
not
you
gonna
saying
do.
I said a derogatory slur or something?
Sir, have a wonderful day, okay? I'm done with you. Bye. Everyone else heard what he said, right? Like it wasn't just me. I know that you guys heard what he said because I can see you guys in the comments. Like repeating what he said. That was some, and then he wants to play fucking dumb. Give me a fucking break. See, thank you so much for the $5 on Cash. Did you see the beef with Colombia? I heard about it a little bit. I haven't really researched it yet. I got to get in with that. Thank you so much. Chile said 333-666. Why did you hear about Argentina farmers and not helping our own farmers here in the United States? I thought he was going to put the U.S. first. Yeah, he's putting the U.S. first by funding Argentina's universal health care. But America first. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jay Lee. And sneakers. Trump is pulling money from our tax-funded healthcare and giving $40 billion to another country, and Republicans keep making excuses. But we voted in Trump because he was America first. Y'all make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on those notifications. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. But we're going to be America first, guys. He told me he was going to. Thank you so much, Sneakers. And Mike said, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate that. It says, whoever calls you next, can you ask them why Trump is putting other countries first before our own? Can you ask that question, please? But only if you want. I support either way. I asked a bunch of people earlier in the live that. I did. I didn't ask the last guy, but I did do that way earlier in there. I did ask a whole bunch of people like, I did do that. So. Anyways, it's time for me to get off for the night. I'm going to go freaking enjoy the rest of my evening and try to relax a little bit. But I do hope that you have a wonderful... Guys, if you're worried about whether what he said was racist or not, all you have to do is go back and see whether he would repeat it or not. Okay? Because if he didn't think it was racist, he would have repeated it. Okay? The fact that he didn't repeat it means that he knows he was racist. So give me a break on that. I'm still ahead of you, Corey. Did I start? I didn't start. Anyway. All right. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. I love you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central. I hope to see you guys there. Make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. All right. Love you guys. Bye.